Boring replies kill attraction, which causes the other person to fall asleep because of you instead of sleeping with you. Whether you are on a dating app or you're texting your crush or you're texting pretty much anyone, you'll come face to face with the dreaded "How are you?" And since most guys don't know how to handle this question correctly, they're shooting themselves in the foot right from the start. But no worries, at the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle this question in such a way that all your conversations go from boring, cliche, no personality type conversations into fun, funny, full of personality type of conversations. You get the worst way to start Tinder conversations, and unfortunately most people do this. 10 of the most witty, original and cute copy-pastable responses to the dreaded "How are you?" The forgotten truth about "How are you?" text. A simple line to always get a reply after you answer, and a whole bunch more. But before we do so, I want to quickly talk about the actual meaning of the "How are you?" text. Because maybe you are one of the few guys who really understands what this actually means, but most people don't, and it shows in their conversation. You know, "how are you" doesn't really mean "how are you?" Even though that's what the words say, there's a different meaning to this sentence because it is an idiom. What is an idiom? A group of words in a fixed order that have a particular meaning that is different from the meanings of each word on its own. For example, "to have bitten off more than you can chew" is an idiom that means you have tried to do something which is too difficult for you. And now you might be sitting there looking at your screen thinking, "Yeah, Louis, I know that, smartass, and I believe you do," but the question still remains, then why do 99% of all guys not treat "how are you" as an idiom? Mostly it just means hey. Over time, "how are you" has turned into a standard phrase to start a conversation. I'm pretty sure you recognize the following scenario. You're walking down the street, or maybe you're in the gym or the supermarket, wherever. You see someone that you know, and you go like, "Yo, what's up?" And then the other person's like, "Yo, what's up, Louis?" And that's all you guys said. You didn't even stop walking. My point, "how are you" is just a greeting and part of simple chit-chat. It's not about the words, it's about the intention behind it. So when someone says, "Hey, how are you?" you can just reply with, "Hey, how are you?" Unless if you're texting. So let me tell you why it's completely different when you're texting and how most guys instantly cockblock themselves. The worst reply to "how are you?" So we just found out that "how are you" means something totally different than the meaning of the words. And that also means that when a stranger asks you how you are, they usually don't really care or want to know how you are, which in turn means that your worst response is actually sharing your feelings. Especially if the person texting you is someone that doesn't really know you yet, like your cute new match on Tinder or Hinge or Bumble or whatever app you're on. Because this person doesn't really know you, she probably could care less about how you feel. She's just being polite. So when a stranger asks you how you are, the worst answer is something like "good" or "could be better." Those are terrible replies because the goal of a chat on a dating app is to create some sort of fun and flirty vibe. And once you have that fun and flirty vibe, the second goal, the new goal, is to turn it into a date. So whatever text you send should work towards one of these two goals. Otherwise, you're just wasting each other's time. And more importantly, boring replies kill attraction, which causes the other person to fall asleep because of you instead of sleeping with you. That's why you always want your text to add value to the conversation. And the best way to do this, of course, is with emotionally stimulating texts. Don't know how to write emotionally stimulating texts? Well, then just get 10 of my free copy-pastable texts in the video description down below. So anyway, whenever you're trying to come up with an answer to the "how are you" question, make sure that your text has one of the 4 following traits: fun, interesting, flirty, or unexpected. And to make this whole thing a bit more clear, let's go to some concrete examples. I'm just going to line them up here. I'm not going to fluff talk about them. You don't have to like them all. Pick whichever one you find funny and steal it, use it, do whatever you want with it. Let's go. "How are you?" Flamingly gay in the old sense of the word. How are you? According to my lawyer, I do not have to answer this question. How are you? Not so good, but I plan on lying at my press conference. How are you? Best Friday of my life. Obviously, pick whatever day it is, and you can use this line anytime something good happens that day. It doesn't have to be the best day of your life. You exaggerate it, you bring the vibes. How are you? Living the dream. And so far it's been a nightmare. How are you? Well, I just got back from a workout, so I'm looking extra fit for our date. This is an interesting one because I didn't come up with it. It's a line from one of the guys in the TextGod mentoring program. And as you can see on the screenshot, she gave him the dreaded "How are you?" He made sure to start the conversation in a fun and attractive way with this response. And then look, she gives a big reply. And this actually turns out to be a really fun conversation, turning into a date with a really cute ending. Boom! Another 2 people happy. Here you see the guy reporting in our private group that he just had a fun date and is sharing his success, his happiness with some other guys. And there's a couple interesting things that we see here. Success story, woohoo! And he's like, oh, it's one of those great dates where the girl shows up and she's even way hotter than in real life. God damn, she was gorgeous. Pretty standard stuff, really. He explains how the date go, what they did, why it was so fun. And then at the end, it says, she said she met up with me because of our great banter and that I didn't take things too super seriously. That's the mindset that we teach you in the TextGod mentoring program. And then it says she hadn't been on a date in 6 months as most guys were kind of lame. And that, in my opinion, is not true. I don't think that most guys are lame at all. It's just that most guys, and I guess people in general, have no clue of how to be attractive over online dating, over text. Guys will even respond good to the question, hey, how are you? Or even worse, they'll ask this question themselves. They'll start a conversation this way. Anyway, back to the lines that you can copy, paste, and steal. How are you? Just met up with a buddy of mine. We rated your Tinder profile. How are you? I just cooked your favorite dish here. Slim chance I'm saving you a piece though. I'm too greedy. How are you? Puts on a sexy voice. How do you want me to be? And then this GIF. And then number 10 is one for whatever platform that allows you to send pictures. How are you? And then this photo. So that was a bit more of an in-depth look at this how are you question. Something that seems so simple, but it can actually make or break a conversation right from the start. And then of course I gave you 10 copy-pastable lines and I know you like them a lot. So what I did is I linked the article down below where there are 37 more lines that you can copy paste, so go and take whatever you like. Oh yeah, also please like and subscribe. You can either do it just to help me out because you're a kind person, but otherwise, if you don't do it, you're gonna get COVID-69.